All right, welcome everyone. We are interviewing the owner of Triple L Fitness and Nutrition, Alexis Lowry, and she has just such an amazing story. And I just can't wait to really have you get to know her a little bit more and know her heart and some of her backstory. It's just absolutely incredible. So, Alexis, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So first, I gotta dive in. Triple L Fitness. Where did you come up with the name for Triple L?
Well, my nickname when I was a child was Triple A because my initials, well, my name was Alexis Ashley Arthur. And as I've gotten older, my last name became Lowry, and my nicknames are always either Lex, Lexi, or Lettuce, which is a childhood nickname. My little brother had a speech impediment, so anytime he tried to say Alexis when he was little, it came out Lettuce. It's just kind of stuck. So if you knew us from when we were young, it was Lettuce. And then I kind of started my whole health and wellness journey of helping others on Instagram. And my Instagram handle was Love, Laugh, Lift, Lex. So kind of double. I kind of joined the two together. At first I was like, Love, Laugh, Lift, Fit. Like, no, that doesn't sound right. And then somebody mentioned my old nickname. And I was like, what if I did change it to Triple L? Because it's kind of L's now instead of A's. So.
Gotcha. So you said you through your Instagram handle, you kind of been like spreading the message of health, wellness, nutrition for a while now.
Yeah.
What made you like? Why health and fitness for you?
That's a great question. I just kind of grew up being really active with sports, and my sister terrified me of the freshman 15 when you went off to college. So right. I majored in nutrition and fitness in college because I was like, well, if I major in it, then I'll have to take those classes as part of my grade. And I'm a perfectionist. So then I won't get the freshman 15 because I'll be like super fit. I'll be working out for classes all the time. And I just fell in love with it, like learning more about it. It was just very fascinating to me. And so I stuck with it and I graduated with that. And I became a personal trainer and I used to lead group exercise classes. And then my husband and I got married. And as a personal trainer, you lose health insurance. And he was also a personal trainer. And when we got married, we fell off of our parents' plan. So I went, the business route and kind of got more into sales for many years and was absolutely miserable. But I did it because that's what we had to do, because my husband at the time was trying to be a professional wrestler and he needed the flexibility of personal training to control his own schedule, but we needed health insurance. So I got the job with health insurance and I kind of stuck with that for a good 10, 15 years, but fitness and nutrition was still my passion and I still did it for fun and I still did it for my hobby, and I still wrote friends and family workout plans and nutrition plans. And then my husband became a lawyer and I was like, I can do what I want to do now. So now he can support us and I can chase my dream and help people in the fitness and health area.
Awesome. Love it. So you're pretty busy. So you've got several kids that you're taking care of. Can you kind of speak to that? Because I think there's a lot of moms out there and dads for that matter. Who they're like, oh, I just, I can't lose the weight right now, or I can't get healthy right now because I've got the kids or whatnot. So a couple questions. How did you stay fit with being the mom of, you have what, 4 or 5 kids now?
5.
5. Wow.
So for me, it was out of necessity. 5 kids is a lot and I did not birth them. So I kind of went from like 0 to 100 overnight as a foster parent and adoptive parent now. And so for me, I went to the gym because it was like, I needed it for a stress relief. So feeling good and looking good was kind of like a side benefit.
Right.
Working out all the time. I did it for like mental clarity and focus and having more patience for my kids and just like having more energy to spend time with my kids. The more I took my fitness and nutrition into consideration and started making that a priority, I could focus more. I was just more efficient all day long. I was more likely to actually play with the kids because I had more energy by starting my day off right. And so my experience is a little different than most parents because most parents, like after you have a baby, you gain weight, right? Because you just had a baby. I got in the best shape of my life after kids because I finally made myself a priority because it was the only break I got. It was like, I need this break. This is my me time to focus on me. And then it makes me more calm. My kids now will make jokes. They'll be like, you missed the gym today, didn't you, Mom? You are moody. Like, they know. They're like, please just go to the gym.
You know, I love about what you just said, because a lot of people, yeah, we want to look good and get in our size whatevers or be buff or whatnot. But I like what you said, like this was all that stuff was a byproduct, because it was really the kiddos that were at the first and forefront. You were like, hey, I've got to get healthy and be light on my feet and have energy for them, right?
Yeah, it kind of all stemmed from a scary moment. When we were in the journey of becoming parents, we went on this family vacation, and my niece and nephew got kind of pulled out to sea in a raft.
Oh.
And we kind of looked up because we heard kids screaming, and they were like out there, like past the buoys. And there were like fins in the water circling their raft. And without thinking, it's like without thinking at all, because I'm not always the smartest person. I tend to just react and protect those that I love.
Yeah, right.
I just ran and jumped in the water and started swimming to them. And like halfway out there, I was like, what the hell am I doing? like I'm swimming in like shark infested waters, like toward my niece and nephew. Like I'm either going to drown because I've gotten so out of shape, I'm going to traumatize them by drowning in front of them, or I'm going to be eaten alive by sharks. And so I started like totally panicking, and I slowed down, and I kind of moved to my back and was like slowly backstroking toward them because I'm not going to leave them. So I'm like, okay, just don't move too much. Like sharks are attracted to like movements. I was literally swimming as slow as possible. Also, I couldn't breathe. I was like, I'm gonna pass out. Like I have no energy. I'm not fit and healthy enough to save my niece and nephew. And so I slowed down, and then I got to them. And when I got to them, and they're screaming, by the way, before I got to them, they're like, hurry! And I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna drown.
Right.
So I get to them. When I get to them, I realized they were dolphins, and there was like a baby and I'm like petting the dolphins, and I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome! And I'm like, you guys come down, they're dolphins. And I'm like, okay, but they're still wild dolphins, so I'm still a little unnerved, I'm on edge. So I kind of grab onto the raft, and I like pull myself up, and I'm like, and they're like, go. They're still terrified. They're like, go, go. And I'm like, I will. I'm going slowly. I'm just trying to breathe, And so like I'm like kicking my feet and holding onto the raft and like pushing it to shore. And I got to shore, and they got out, and I just like fell out of the boat and just landed in the sand. And I was just like, I've never been so scared in my life. And I was so relieved at the same time. I was so mad at myself that I let myself get so out of shape that I literally risked not being able to save my niece and nephew, who were my entire world. They were the only niece and nephew I had at the time. And my husband and I had actively been trying to have kids for years. And so the fertility treatments, so I thought I blamed all the fertility treatments on all my aches and my pains and gaining 50 pounds. And that was kind of what kind of spearheaded my fitness journey on like I was always into working out and stuff, but my nutrition just wasn't in check. And it never became more apparent than after that incident, because like exercises are different. Like I would run and I would work out, but I didn't swim. And so it was like a whole new, it was like a jolt to my body, and my nutrition definitely wasn't in check. I was very good at eating the things that were like healthy because like the front of the bag said it was healthy type thing. Right. So anyways, once I got my nutrition in check and I started working out every day because of that incident, kind of what spearheaded the whole thing. The weight just fell off, and it kind of stayed off after I started making it a priority and really digging in deep and figuring out, okay, stop eating things that are labeled healthy, eat things that really are healthy.
Well, Alexis, I am so glad that you shared that, because I think there's a lot of moms and dads that are watching this or listening to this right now. And I think that when it comes to us, we want to look good. We want to get stronger, but that's all about us. But when you make it about somebody else, that seems to be, was that what kind of flipped the switch? Because I'm sure like as you were going through the fertility and as you were gaining a little bit of weight, you're like, I should probably get in shape. Oh, I wish I would fit and do whatever. But it was that moment,
I started and stopped so many times because again, I have a degree in fitness and nutrition. Right. Like I knew what to do, but the thing I hear all the time too is everyone's like, I'm just not motivated. And that's true. Like motivation comes and goes. And it
Yeah.
happened to me too. So it was like when I was motivated, I'd be really good and I'd do it every day. And then I'd lose motivation and I would quit for a week. And it was like, why does it matter? Like I'm so good, or like Monday through Friday, I'm so good. And so then I can enjoy the weekend. You know, I'm eating like 1,200 calories Monday through Friday, and then I'm eating 8,000 on Saturday and Sunday, completely offsetting the whole week. And it's like, but I eat so good Monday through Friday. So it wasn't really until I made it a lifestyle and I made it not about me that the habit started sticking. And I don't know, it was just like a light bulb went off, but you wouldn't think it ever would have with me because it's literally that's what my background is in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I was so shocked.
So
does
does that kind of experience help you now help clients? Because your clients were probably in that old mindset, and you kind of help them get a look. It's great to be about you. It's great to get in shape for you, but what about others around you? That's got to be great.
At least for me. I mean, maybe I'm sure there's some people where themselves is enough of a reason. Most people, it's not. Right. Because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I was so good all day long. Like I can have this Snickers bar or whatever it is. You know, it's like it's not going to hurt anybody but me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And until you change that mindset, that no, it will, because now I'm going to wake up with a headache. So I'm going to be grumpy and I'm going to be short with my kids. And I don't want my kids' memories looking back on our childhood to be, my mom was always so hangry. Or she was always so irritable. Like, I don't want those to be their memories.
Right.
Just because I want one too many Snickers bars, like that just seems incredibly selfish. So my biggest pet peeve is when people will make comments with good intentions, but they'll say stuff like, I just couldn't do that. It's not fair to my kids. I'm like, no, what's not fair to your kids is you dying an early death.
Right.
Or being mad and angry all the time, or being short with them because you're not taking care of you. Like, I have 5 kids and 5 animals, and I am a much better mom when I take care of me first, because you just can't pour from an empty cup. You're exhausted. You're exhausted.
Absolutely. So with that said, I know you have clients all over, and I know that there's not like a perfect type of client necessarily. I know you want to help anyone, but who do you feel? I mean, do you kind of gravitate more towards those busy moms, or?
Honestly, I think I gravitate the most toward, it's kind of hard to explain. So people that don't know how bad they feel. Like I was always into fitness and nutrition. I was never super consistent, or wasn't as consistent as I should have been. And it wasn't until I started making it a priority I feel better now at 38 than I did at 18. Right. When I was 18, I had eczema all over my body. Like, sure, I was the skinny girl and everyone was like, oh, it's so easy for her. She can eat whatever she wants, right? I suffered from migraines. I got tested at the age of 23 for arthritis because my joints were so inflamed. I thought I actually had arthritis. My doctor looked at me like I was crazy, charged me for all the tests, and then told me, no, I didn't have it. And didn't help me at all with any of my aches and pains. And so the person I want to help, honestly, is that person that they don't feel great. They've got aches and pains. Maybe they have migraines. Maybe they have eczema or acne, but they've kind of gotten to the point where they're like, I mean, I'm getting older. That's just kind of life.
Yeah,
like,
they're comfortable living in discomfort.
Comfortable with their uncomfortableness. And they just think that's just how it is. And I'm just like, until you make yourself a priority and you feel good, like really, really good, you don't even know how bad you feel. Like, I want to help them feel good. Like, it feels so good to feel good. And when you get to this point, then saying no to extra cookies and saying no to extra Snickers bars becomes easy, because when you feel this good, you don't ever want to go back to feeling the way you felt. It's like, I just want to help people that they don't even know how bad they feel right now because they're just so used to it.
Right.
Like, I just feel like I have all of this like passion and knowledge to help people that don't even know that there's help out there. Like, it does get better. It can get better. And I just want to like tell the whole world.
Oh my God. All right. I'm sold. I'm sold. So how can people listening to this, and I know you've got tons and tons of tools, you've got a workout app, a tracking app, all kinds of resources to help people. How can, if I'm listening to this, how do I plug into you? How can I contact you and have a conversation?
Well, you can click on my thing in the bio here. You can reach me on Instagram at love_laugh_list_lex. Alexis Lowry, your Triple L Fit on Facebook. DM me, text me, 317-294-5664. I will answer. My husband doesn't love it, but I will. I'll answer.
Awesome. Alexis, so much. Thank you so much for your time. Your energy is absolutely contagious. And yes, Macromillionaire absolutely endorses this amazing mom, amazing wife, amazing coach. So definitely check her out. So Alexis, on some of the business side of things, like launching a business is no joke. Do you know what I'm saying? What made you, and you kind of been into health and fitness, like you mentioned, for a while. What made you say like, hey, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to find Macromillionaire or I'm going to pay them this and I'm going to just go all in and have an LLC and just work for myself? I mean, you had to have been scared.
Yes, definitely, because I've actually started to do something like this multiple times because it's always just been my passion. And I had kind of resigned to the idea that not everybody, like I've said it multiple times to multiple people, like sometimes a job is just a job. Like not everybody lives their dream, right? Like not everybody can do what they're really passionate about. I genuinely didn't even think I had a passion. Okay. Like to me, it was just a hobby. It wasn't a way to make a living. And then I signed up for the bodybuilding competition, which I purely did to support my husband. I've never been so scared to do anything in my entire life, but my role in my marriage is to support my husband. And that sounds bad, but like, I mean it very genuinely. Like, I honestly feel like that's God's purpose for me, is to like make my husband's dreams come true. So when he wanted to be a professional wrestler and he would dismiss it as being ridiculous, I signed him up for the WWE training camp and I got us an apartment and found us jobs in Kentucky and moved us there. And when he took a career test and saw that his number one career thing was lawyer, I signed him up for the LSATs and told him when he was taking it, and he scored great and he went to law school and now he's a lawyer. So I just kind of thought like my passion was like helping other people achieve theirs. And in that process, I've always loved helping people. So I've done anything that is involving helping people in any way, shape, or form. And it just wasn't money and fitness and nutrition, and there wasn't benefits. And so I just always had these excuses, right? And then I signed up for the bodybuilding show, and I was completely immersed in fitness and nutrition and watching, when you make yourself a priority, what human body is capable of.
Yeah.
And I quit my job cold turkey 3 weeks prior to the show. And I had no idea what I was going to do, but I knew I had tunnel vision, and I ate, slept, and breathed fitness and nutrition. And I was just like, I can't think about figuring out what I want to do with my life until after this competition is over. But I know it's not being an administrative assistant to people that sell wholesale distribution for copier equipment. Like that was not my passion. It was a job. And so I'd asked my husband when I quit cold turkey, I was like, how long can we survive with me not having a job? And I thought, worst case scenario, I'll go pick up a table I'll go pick up a shift, serving tables to get some quick cash until I figure it out. But I'm not just finding another job. I'm going to find something that I'm passionate about. And then in the meantime, somebody had emailed me and asked me if I could write them a workout program. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And I did it for free. And then, I don't know, somebody else was seeing my changes and they asked me how I ate, and I wrote her an entire meal plan and from scratch. And I'm doing all this. And I'm like, gosh, I wish there was a way to make a living doing this. And I'd already quit my job. And then my husband and I kept spitballing about how we do that. And I'm like, I don't know anything about starting a business, but this is what I do. And he's like, you already do these things. You just need to start telling people, yeah, sure, $50. Like you have to charge them for it. Right. And then So we went to church and we did this thing called miracle prayer. And you don't even know this. I'm not even kidding. I'm a crier. Sorry.
Love it.
I went to church and I told him like I quit my job and I was so into this whole bodybuilding thing and I was so passionate about it and I want to figure out a way to make a career out of it and I don't even know where to begin. And you called me like the next day.
Wow.
I was like, oh my Josh, you won't believe I just got this message. And I had gotten multiple messages from you that I was like, okay. And I just like kept not listening to it. And then it was like the day after miracle prayer, I listened to it and I was like, wait,
I had no idea.
This guy's been trying to tell me this entire time. And I was like, okay, how many more signs do we need? And it's just like miracle prayers always worked that way for us, all the way back through all of our fertility stuff and everything. So I was like, okay, it's kind of like asking, the whole story about like asking God to save you. And so he sends a boat and he sends
yes.
It's like, no, God's gonna save me. And it's just like, how many more signs do you need?
Right.
God's trying to answer your prayers. Like, would you call this Jesse guy back? Dang it.
Oh my God.
I called you back and I signed up. I'm pretty sure I was probably like the easiest person ever to get. Because once we got on the phone, I was like, where do I sign? It was like a 15-minute conversation.
You were very, I call it decided, and there was just no level of fear that was getting in your way. And I guess, what could you say to someone who they're just as decided, they have a similar story. They love how they know what it can do for other people. But even like you said you kind of started and stopped a few times. Do you feel the missing link?
You. I'm serious. I'm not just saying that. I just like, you so obviously believed in me. And I felt that. And I was just like, I'm going to be talking about needing to do this 10 years from now, or I could just start now and I can figure it the heck out, And so I believed in your belief in me. And my husband was like, immediately like, babe, yes. Like, I support you 100%. Whatever you need to do 3 phone calls a week at 8 p.m. I've got the 5 kids. I'll put them to bed. Like, you supported me through wrestling. You supported me through law school. You supported me through 10 years of infertility when he wasn't working and I was working 3 jobs. Like, he's like, I got you. So my missing link was finally, like, I guess, allowing my husband to take care of me for once.
Love it. And you're what, 3 weeks in? You like literally just kind of launched this thing 3 weeks. And how many new clients have you gotten into your program in that 3 weeks?
I'm getting one person I talked to today that said she'll pay me tomorrow. And I think that'll be 15.
Wow. So, okay, and then we got to wrap up, but I totally, this could be like a 2-hour interview.
Sorry.
All right. So if somebody is watching this and they are like, I want to do coaching, maybe their belief is there, maybe their fear is there. What's one piece of info? What words of wisdom that you would say to them?
Get out of your own way. Just do it. Do it.
I love it. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for your time, your energy. That was awesome. And that's just, I have so much respect for you for following that belief and not letting fear get in your way at all. So congrats on that.
Thank you.